This show is a part of Pop Americana. For more great shows like this one, please check the link in the episode description. Cartoons, the animated frontier. These are the voyages of the Cellcast podcast. Its continuing mission to explore strange new cartoons, to seek out new animation styles and new creative storytelling methods, to boldly go where so few ever go again.
We're wrong? Okay. This progress is a part of Christian Geek Central Network. Wrong. Hey, Scoop, what are you doing, man? I don't know. I'm supposed to be reading an ad. All right, hold on. Give me it. Okay.
All right. This podcast is part of the Christian Geek Central Network at ChristianGeekCentral.com.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast,
The animated series.
Joining me today is a man who just doesn't like the sound of bells, Jacob.
Why, thank you. And I'd like to introduce our co-host, a man who's going to get his goat rage on. Nay! Welcome, Drew.
Why, thank you for... Anyway. How are you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing spectacular.
All right. So today we are still on Tangled the series, and we are reviewing Season 1, Episode 10, One Angry Princess. First aired on August 13th, 2017. It was directed by Steven Sandoval and written by Jace Ricky, and it features the second appearance of Richard Kind as Monty. Going into the summary, Attilla has opened his new business, but he cannot quite compete against Uncle Monty and his sweet shack across the way. When the shack is found vandalized, only Rapunzel believes in his innocence and has 24 hours to prove it before he is shipped off to a prison barge. Going into the trivia for this episode, the title of the episode references the classic courtroom drama movie 12 Angry Men from 1957.
Mm-hmm.
The name of Attila's shop, Attilla the Bun, is a reference to Attila the Hun, the 5th century ruler of the Huns who conquered most of Europe.
True.
In this episode, we find out that Monty's name is short for Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
And when Rapunzel says "listen up" in the Snuggly Duckling, this foreshadows some events later on in the episode, The Wrath of Ruthless Ruth.
Yes, it does.
So, what do you think of this episode?
It's a good mystery. It's a very well done mystery. Who did it? And it brings up more of Rapunzel's determination as a character. That she has this she's not gonna give up until she finds either Attila A, he's been set up, or B, what truly happened. Because it's like, okay, we're gonna give him a trial, even though he doesn't really get representation until Rapunzel steps in. And I saw one kind of comment about it. It's like, well, Corona doesn't be like this, and something doing to our politics. Like, well, one, it's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Two, be like, this is more like a medieval kind of trial. But
plus the fact that we actually get to see the courtroom aspect of
exactly
this thing that's not normal for a cartoon aimed at the younger set.
No, it's not.
But it works here beautifully.
It does. And so we get Attila that allegedly he destroyed Monty's shop. And so he's sent off to a barge of something.
It was a prison barge out
prison
in the middle
barge.
of some ocean.
Yeah, middle of some ocean.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But I love that aspect where we're getting more of the world and what's going on around the world, and be like, oh, there's this island they send convicts to.
Well, it's a prison barge, which means it's a prison ship.
Okay, prison ship. Whichever.
Somewhere floating endlessly on the vast oceans.
Somewhere.
Waiting to get destroyed by an Arendelle vessel, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the idea that Arendelle and Corona are in the same planet.
That might be a possibility. Either way, it's just I love how the mystery of like who did it, because everyone's convinced Attila did it, because like we saw Attila do this, we saw Attila here, and you get the
I mean, the case, much like the movie, it's the title references.
Yeah.
The case is cut and dry.
Yeah, it's cut and dry.
There is nothing. There is all the evidence is against him. No one can give him an alibi, and he's not willing to say where he was.
Yeah, exactly.
But then, at the same time, like a good mystery,
Mm-hmm.
all the evidence is there. Nothing is hidden from you other than actually seeing the event occur.
Yeah.
So, and admittedly, there's like one piece of information missing, and that's not even really missing, because I think you do see at least Shorty go into Monty's shop.
Yeah.
After the whole thing with the bell sending the goat off.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we've seen the goat since then.
No, we haven't yet.
Maybe he got turned into goat burgers.
Who knows?
Maybe. But yeah,
Monty be upset.
maybe so. But the
Shorty.
Monty would be happy. But I love how it's like all of the evidence is there. You can follow along with the mystery and try and figure out who done it.
Yeah.
Along with Rapunzel. And of course, the fact that Rapunzel doesn't get it is like, okay, yeah, there was no way she would have even thought of that.
No.
And admittedly, we did not know how stinky Shorty was ahead of this, though we kind of assumed he stinks.
Yeah, just a bit.
But yeah, and it wasn't Shorty, for anyone's known. It's the goat. The
Yeah.
goat went crazy and destroyed everything. And admittedly, when they showed the horn, his chocolate barrel,
Yeah.
punctured with the horns, it's like, this is obviously the same width as Attila's helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could have been the goat too.
Yeah, they just don't think about that. Because it couldn't have been the goat, really.
Why would we think it was the goat? The goat had no reason to destroy Monty's shop, well, except he heard the bell and went cuckoo.
Yeah.
Because the goat followed Stinky into the
pastry shop.
The pastry shop, and apparently all day and all night when all this investigation was going, really from the beginning of the episode till the end of the episode, nobody bothered to look up into the rafters. And admittedly, I wouldn't think to look at the ceiling either, but...
Well, I think earlier on in the episode be like there is a panning shot. You can actually can see Shorty in the rafters for like a brief second. Because that was like, wait a minute, what's Shorty doing there?
Yeah.
And
then you're so used to seeing Shorty in weird places. It's like,
exactly. It's not out
really
of place.
Weird. It's not out of place to see him in an odd location. In fact, we'll get to this in another episode, but one of the other episodes I watched today, because we watch a little bit ahead before we record.
Right.
There was a part where Shorty just showed up, and the thought crossed my mind, where's he been this whole time? Oh, well, I don't care.
He's literally a background character who just interacted with everyone.
Look, Shorty's here. Okay. I didn't know he was here. It's like, hey, where's Shorty? He's right there. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Works for me. Not been in the scene up to this point, but he's here now. It's like, you know what? I'll believe that. I won't count that against it like I would any other show. It's like, anyway.
It's a good episode. It's a good episode. It's a good mystery. It's something different.
Yes.
Coming out of this season, and it's enjoyable. It's thought provoking. Mm-hmm. It's okay. What really happened? And Attila's reason why he won't tell people where he's at, because he's at what? He's at his personal flower garden.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, you're right.
Singing to them.
He's singing to him. That's right.
And thankfully, we didn't have to hear the singing.
No, we don't.
Apparently, he's bad.
Yeah, apparently. But all around, it's a good episode. It's got a lot of really good mysteries where.
And one of the things I think this episode does well is it's got a good balance of serious storytelling with comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the other episodes we've done, it's been either one or the other where it's been its primary focus. This is right down the middle. It's like, okay, we've got a funny scene, and we got a funny element, serious element, and they mesh together and work perfectly.
They do.
So it's nice when that happens, because admittedly, this universe is kind of that mix. And I'm hoping that mix stays.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you.
All right. Anything else before we end it?
I think we're good.
All right, then. So join us next time for Pascal's story.
An amazing story.
Would you say it's moving? Cut that out. Come, Jacob. We must prepare for next week.
Prepare for what, Drew?
Same thing we do every week, Jacob. Record a podcast.
Oh, boy.
So where can they find you, Jacob?
You can find me on Facebook at Jacob B. Heron, also on Facebook at Jacob's Daily Art Corner, where I try to draw each and every day. I don't get to it as often as I like, but join me there. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Jacob B. Heron, on Twitter at Jacob Heron, and Letterboxd at Jacob Heron. So where can they find you, Drew?
You can also follow me on Letterboxd at ggeorge759, Facebook as Drew Dodgen, my Facebook page where you can see pictures I've taken at Drew's Photo Bin. You can also follow me on Twitter at ggeorge759.
You can email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter at cast_cell.
You can follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/thecellcastgaming.
You can also follow us on YouTube at Cellcast,
Listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts,
Google Play Podcasts,
Stitcher,
Spotify,
and your favorite podcast directory.
You can also listen to us on the Movie of the Week podcast with Jim Heron, where we talk about live action movies. And remember, Cell is a single L.